Hello, I'm Penelope and I've been in fashion for over 20 years and I'm here to share with you everyday style, fashion and shopping tips. Make sure you subscribe to get all of my helpful tips for your own wardrobe, ways to shop easier and outfit smarter. Okay, ladies, I'm excited to share with you a fabulous guest that I have today. This is Shannon, Living for Style.
Hello, thanks for having me, Pen.
Thank you so much for joining me. So Shannon actually is a personal stylist on the Northern Beaches and we live reasonably close to each other, but we've actually connected not only over what we do for work, but our boys now go to the same school. So tell me a little bit about how you got into personal styling. What did you do before it?
Yeah, well, I was working in the fashion industry before it, so I had a few different roles, which I absolutely loved. But then, I was in the UK and I became pregnant. And then I came back to Australia because I wanted to be close to my mum. And I realized I had like a wardrobe full of clothes and nothing to wear. Like I wasn't working corporate anymore. My body shape had changed and I literally had this wardrobe full of clothes that I couldn't even wear. So then I knew having that background, working in fashion, that I could get myself out of this style rut. Then I realized that I wasn't the only one going through this. There was lots of other mums going through this and I was able to help them. So that was 12 years ago, a long time ago. And I've helped like thousands of women since, yeah.
Yes, you have. You do have an incredible history of personal styling because you do clients one-on-one, but you've also got a membership as well.
Yeah, like a group program and one-on-ones. Definitely my most popular is the one-on-one working with.
And so do you do wardrobe clean-outs, declutter, as well as shopping tips for them?
Yeah, so I have my most popular service is the Ultimate Style Makeover. So it's like a 2-week one-on-one with me.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and it's like a massive transformation. They go
Yes.
from not really having much in their wardrobe to by the end of it having that confidence, knowing their colors, knowing their style, how to dress for their body shape. Getting lots of compliments.
That's so good. That's exactly how I got into it as well. So it's interesting we really connect on that level where you get pregnant, you end up sort of, change of lifestyle. Out of interest, what did you end up doing with your corporate clothes? What did you end up doing with that work wardrobe?
I gave it a lot to charity because there's that special charity that you can donate those clothes to, Dress for Success. And friends, I did a big clear out. It was like, anyone want anything? And then sort of had to start from scratch. Yeah, because also living in the UK, coming to Australia, lifestyle's different. It's more beachy, more casual, completely different need for clothes.
That's so true. I found that as well. I lived in Toronto for 3 years and the seasons were reversed. The cold weather was really cold, whereas Sydney, I didn't need as many really, really cold sort of stay warm items. So I did find it very different. My wardrobe completely changed and that's how I fell into styling is literally giving tips from what I did myself with my own wardrobe. Once you did that clear out, what did you find you were spending more, not necessarily more money on, but what were you wearing more? What was your kind of day-to-day outfits?
Yeah, well, it's like smart, casual, functional clothes. You're literally running after kids. You need sneakers, you need flat shoes, you need stretch in the fabrics. Very practical. I didn't have time for ironing. There was just really quick 60-second outfits to get out the door.
Yes, I completely agree with that. I'm laughing because I totally relate. And I also just found, as I said, I did have clients the last 4 years, and that was pretty much a similar formula that I was going off. Was I was helping women that were in the same situation as we were, going from, say, work life, corporate life, or even just, entering motherhood and just a change in lifestyle, changing fabrics and fits and flats and all this sort of comfort, cool casual style. So let's talk about that because I think that's probably one of the questions we get the most.
Yeah.
What would be your go-to outfits for school drop-off to working from home or in an office, casual office, to school pick-up to sport? What would be your go-tos?
Yeah, for those busy mums that don't have time to get dressed or even think about what they're wearing in the morning, it's have a good pair of jeans. I think knitwear is amazing because, again, you don't need to iron it. It still looks really good and elevated.
That's such a good tip.
And, elevated. You can bring in some colours with the knitwear. different styles with knitwear, like a good blazer just to chuck on.
Speaking of, we are both wearing blazers today. I feel like it's such a go-to, and I love the colour of your blazer. So you can see I'm not wearing a black blazer. I've gone navy, which is sometimes a bit softer on the skin and not as corporate looking. If I had a black blazer with the white t-shirt, that would be a lot more corporate and probably a bit plain. I just feel like the navy's a colour but without being a bold. And then you've got this gorgeous sort of rust peachy colour that is so soft on your skin tone hair colour, and you just look gorgeous with the gold jewels. I'm just complimenting you on your outfit as we chat.
I love yours too. Well done.
And so another question that we get a lot as well is sport mum style. Sidelines of soccer on the weekend. It's so easy to go to activewear, and I have been there, and I found myself coming out of that rut after baby number 3. I was wearing activewear a lot because I stepped away from work and just went, right, I've got 3 kids. I'm just going to be comfortable. But of course, after a few months of activewear, I was like, I've got to just get back in my jeans and just step it up. So what would be your tips for weekend, like sporty style, particularly when you've got to get up early and you've got to be dressed warm because it might be muddy even. So any tips for that sport luxe sort of leisure wear look?
Yeah, well, I mean, you could still do your really lovely like wool winter coat and chuck it over the activewear.
That's so true. That is so true. That just elevates an outfit. It goes from leisure wear to like chic with just a really great coat.
And no one can see what you're wearing underneath. You can be super warm. You can
Oh my gosh, you could actually you could roll out of bed, put your activewear on and just put that fabulous coat. It's so true. And great sneakers.
Yeah, sneakers, or even like those little gum boots, you know, the ankle length gum boots, because it is really soggy on the sidelines most of the time. I think like knitwear keeping warm, I really like to have like, you know, those Uniqlo Heat Tech range.
Oh my gosh, I talk about these so much. People must think I'm actually just like crazy.
Sponsor.
Literally, I'm not, and I cannot wear them enough. They're so good.
It's so good. So I think like layering is really good because it can go from like 6 a.m. you get out the door, but by 10 o'clock it's starting to warm up. So it's like having those layers. I like the Heat Tech range. I like having wool knits, you know, like the actual warm fabrics and fibre contents in the knitwear. So it could be cashmere, it could be wool to keep you warm.
I'm smiling because we're so the same. Like literally we give the same tips. I feel like we could do a membership together and we'd be like talking to each other. The same tips. I do. I talk about fibres all the time. I go into it so much.
It makes a massive difference. If you're wearing like acrylic, you're not going to be warm. Like
totally. But if you're wearing acrylic, put the Heat Tech top underneath because that's the warm item, and put the coat that you've got that you spend a lot of money on. So it's all about layering with the right pieces.
Yes.
So if you've got the acrylic or super fun, cheap and cheerful stripe knit, put the coat over or have the Heat Tech underneath. So it's all about that layering.
Love it. Well done.
Just start our own membership. Okay, so tell me some of your favourite brands to shop and also that you recommend for clients. And this could be for great price point for what you get, or it could be because the fits are always consistent. A couple of brands that your go-to.
Like my go-to, and sometimes clients have never even walked in these shops because they're like, oh, it's just corporate. Like Saba's really good. Scanlan, love Scanlan. I like the, you know, Australian design as well. Like there's a local one around here, Kavari.
Yes, I love Kavari.
Yeah. And then there's just like the high street stores like Country Road, Witchery for your basics.
Go-tos, yeah.
Yeah. So
it's interesting you mentioned Saba as well because I probably don't share it as much on here. I tend to not wear it myself, but I definitely love it and recommend it for clients. And what I would say is so good for is petite. Yeah. I think their fits are so good for women, petite. Also for that really good quality corporate wear. When you want that really beautiful matching suit, I just think Saba does the most gorgeous quality. They also do this incredible wool trench coat. The reason I talk about it is because they do it in a couple of colours. I think they've done it for a couple of years. So you can wear it autumn and spring because it looks like a trench coat. It's not as heavy, but it's wool, so it's really warm. So I love Saba as well.
Yeah, I love that one.
So we're right in the thick of winter at the moment. What would be 3 shoes that you would recommend to have in a winter wardrobe that are just a no-fail have to have if you were just going to start from scratch with shoes for winter?
Well, definitely your boots. Boots are such a big one because they're going to keep your feet warm and, you know, dry as well in winter. So you could have the ankle boots, you could have the knee length boots. You're going to have multiple pairs of sneakers different colors, different textures, different styled sneakers. They're like my big go-to for winter, like boots and sneakers, keeping you warm and comfy.
And how many coats do you think you need to own for winter? I'm really interested to know because I'm a big fan of a coat and a blazer. I'm a big fan of that jacket because you can chuck it on. Love a trench coat. What is your thought on coats? Because I love to recommend them, but then I'm like, oh, I feel a bit bad because I don't want people to be thinking, oh, you need 7. What are your thoughts on winter coats?
Like, because I would want to base it around your wardrobe and the colors in your wardrobe, I would definitely have 2, like a light color and then a dark color, and then maybe you could have like, you know, a statement color. So maybe 3, but definitely starting with like the neutrals, the light neutral, the dark neutral, and then more of a statement color.
Yes, I love that tip. Okay, and last question I have for you is always a fun one. I always ask people that I'm interviewing, if you had an unlimited credit card, what is on your splurge? What would you be lusting after right now? What was something that you would add to your wardrobe if it was unlimited credit card?
Probably like a Chanel handbag. I'm not fussy. Any of those Chanel handbags are great.
Just give me the CC.
Thank you. Because it's just so iconic, and it's something that you can pass down. Like I've had a client had one and it had been passed down like 3 generations, and it was still beautiful, and they hold their value really well.
Yeah, and they're so classic. It's like that quilted, it's that chain strap. It's just that so iconic is a good word for it.
Yeah, love it.
That's awesome, Shannon. Thank you so much for the chat. It's so nice to connect with other stylists, and you can see by my face I'm connecting so much with what we talk about with giving tips for clients. Let's just quickly give a shout out to your business as well.
Living for Style.
And you do one-on-ones, and you've also got
like a group membership. I do Tuesday night lives every week, so I do Q&As there, and lots of free content. You can get some great ideas.
Hello. Great reason to follow. Thank you so much, Shannon. It's been amazing. We'll chat soon.
Thanks, guys.